Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Hey, into phase 2 of P90X2. Glad I took that extra, a few days. I didn't take an entire recovery week for that. Much needed one with, you know, the stress in the family this past week. So I guess if anything, with recovery week coming on, it made it a little bit, you know, where yoga and the mobility stuff was welcomed, and I was able to show up. But this past week, I also gave the first, the new workouts in this phase a try. There's a couple that repeat in their the plyometrics, the plyo side is what they call it, and you know, yoga again on the mobility ones. But there's some new ones, base and back. That one will get you. It's kind of neat. It's got kind of like the different chest or legs and back workout, except instead of doing leg, you know, exercise, you're doing these plyo things. That was pretty cool, and then pull-ups. And then there was the one I did today was chest, back, and balance, and that was man. Many of those were tough moves. I'm loving that pull-up assist thing. While it's like perfect recovery while my shoulder's still repairing itself and I'm still in that non-trusting mode, it's still allowing me to get that good range of motion and get the moves in and building confidence, of course. But you know, instead of dreading a move, you know, I'm engaging in being able to get a few more reps in there and work that muscle. Thing I was going to talk about today that's been threaded out since the beginning of P90X2, but is even more prevalent in phase 2, is this ab ripper routine. I have yet to not hit the pause button. Maybe it's my mind giving in, and you know, the brain gets in the way, and so I get to that certain move and I'm like, hit the pause, and you know, I know you're supposed to breathe, but and the sweat, I think I sweat more in this one than some of the other moves, which is kind of crazy. But you know, 10, 12, 13 different moves in this one. One of the things I like about it is, from a mindset standpoint, is instead of doing 25 reps of a move, you only do 20 of most of them. Some of them are less, 10 and whatever. But you know, I'm loving this little, you know, there's kind of like a roller Pilates pose, you know, little kind of the V-up type of thing, except you roll and then you V-up and hold that pose, and you've really got to stabilize, you know, as you get into that roll, and you have to stop and stabilize and keep your legs up. I'm a fan of that one. The crunchy frog is now this rowboat thing instead of, you know, back forth, and it's a lot more methodical as far as, you know, you're not trying to do speed on a lot of these moves. You know, sometimes you do bicycles or something like that. You're really doing a lot of stabilizing the core and really working on a lot of that, you know, that connective definition, you know, defining muscles that bring in those little, you know, I don't know, I guess the ripness effect that so many people strive for. And it's really, you know, just kind of a neat workout. Probably the most simplest of moves is this one called fail and twist. Religiously, I have had to either pause or take a little breather rep in there. You're just holding kind of a posture and just kind of twisting to the side. Not fancy, but where it comes is very, very tough. I struggle with that one. But it is what it is. I like the move, you know, and you know, it's got you hugging yourself so you can actually feel your abs and engage, and that's a nice little mindset of I'm working that area, go for it. So you've got that with the Ab Ripper. Just a few other moves that these seated bicycles at the end are pretty wild. The tornado ones, not bad. I think the gate workout, where these gate lifts and then bring your legs out and then open wide and come back in. I know that Rev Abs has a lot of those moves too. So kind of gotten used to those, but still, I think sometimes the timing of where many of these moves appear in the sequence really, it can just wear on you. You could be like, oh yeah, I've done that move many times, but where it's placed in between, you can end up just going, okay, I'm humbled, ow. But Ab Ripper is happening 3 times a week, where in phase 1 it was just happening once a week, twice a week, I think 2 times a week. I don't know, but it's a little more prevalent. I haven't memorized the things yet, but liking phase 2. I really like the shoulders and arms. Can't wait to share that one with you. That one is pretty good. Base and back I like. And base and back, I don't know. I had a preconceived notion that it was going to be super hard in my mindset. And while I'm not going to say it's not challenging, okay? But I was just dreading it based on title alone, and got in there and went, yeah. Rock and roll, I like it. And the same with shoulders and arms. There was a lot of times I was humbled on those too. So neat additions to the P90X. I can't wait to, when I'm done, actually do a hybrid of some sort, because you just, like Tony said, you're not necessarily working on the big muscles this time. You're working on these connective muscles that make the big ones work even better and improve your athletic performance and overall everyday functioning. So the Ab Ripper, definitely a nice addition, and it just kind of always blows me away at all of the different ways and different exercises that places and people and trainers and systems come up with, that you think you've got it down and somebody else is coming up with another move. I mean, as evidenced by Les Mills pump, which, I keep saying that's going to be a future podcast, and it will. Loving to blend those workouts in too. So anyway, before I babble on too much, that's Ab Ripper X2 Ab Ripper, I guess is what it's called. It rocks, it rolls, it has me hitting the pause button a lot. I wonder if that does the same for you. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. Remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.